There's an article about the Internet Archive, podcast episodes on there, but currently engaged in a pretty hardcore lawsuit. Copyright holders. There he is.
I had to pee.
Did you see this article about the Internet Archive? Our favorite Nazi Brian Lunduke. Oh, I'm on Mastodon. So Lunduke says, they're going through this big lawsuit by copyright holders. He says that a number of things are possible, some seeming like a downright certainty. Publishers, authors, and copyright holders of works distributed by the Internet Archive may choose to seek damages. Could put the Internet Archive in a precarious financial situation, to say the least. The archive may be forced to remove other content of questionable copyright, including software, video, and audio archives. Other archival products may now come under increased scrutiny, thus making it riskier to archive and distribute various types of material. The Internet Archive could attempt to appeal the case ever higher, which may be tricky. Unlikely that the archive could win this appeal. His article may be sounding gloom than it actually is. I don't know, but his opinion kind of skews toward, if they lose this, they're going to lose a lot of money paying themselves.
Where are their servers located?
Question. I don't even think he mentions that.
Because doesn't that hold some sway as to whether, what courts you're dealing with?
Well, it depends.
Whose copyright?
It depends because
laws are you going for?
The same thing happened in Vietnam recently, where they had a big, two of the largest online manga distributors. Also some really big movie and TV show hosters based in Vietnam. This was Western material they were hosting on servers in Vietnam, and the U.S. pressured Vietnam to pass these new digital copyright laws. They arrested the owners of these servers. Vietnam did, the Vietnamese government did, even though they didn't really have any existing laws on the books at these, but because of pressure from the U.S. and the rest of the West, it shut them down.
I think you got to move your mic back just a little bit closer because you cut in and out every once in a while.
Oh, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, so they were pressured. Vietnam was pressured by the West to crack down on these guys and shut them down.
So if you stick your server in a country where that isn't going to give a shit about what the U.S. wants,
what country would that be, though?
I don't know. Somebody who doesn't
Russia?
need anything from us.
Russia.
Yeah.
Remember, wasn't
Russia.
it Switzerland or Finland where the
Pirate Bay
was located?
Yeah.
And they don't recognize international copyright laws, and the U.S. government pressured them into letting them come in and seize everything?
Basically, yeah. That's kind of what I'm saying. It almost doesn't matter what the country's laws are like. It matters whether the U.S. likes it or not.
The thing that's really shitty about that is that it's not just the U.S., it's the shitty people who actually own the copyrights who are pressuring the governments to go pressure these countries.
Right. Like this?
Some rich asshole who can't stand the fact that the people are giving stuff away for free that they should be making money on.
So this current lawsuit is by a group of
J.P. Morgan and Free Electricity.
book publishers. that don't like the idea that the Internet Archive has a digital library where you can check out a book. So the Internet Archive physically scans these books to make digital copies, and then they run a library on the Internet Archive server. So there was a group of publishers that got together to
Now, I
create
thought
this
the
lawsuit.
actual issue was. Go ahead.
The book publishers say that after a digital book has been read, I think 10 times, checked out 10 times, it needs to be purchased again for the library to share it.
No, I thought it was a little different, but this is just going off of memory. But the whole issue was during the time of COVID, digital books were allowed to be checked out multiple times at the same time. You know what I mean? But then both before and after, there's supposed to be a check-in, check-out system for digital media so that a book that is purchased once can only be checked out once at any one given time, and then has to be checked in before it can be checked out again.
So this list, the lawsuit says it focuses on two key complaints. The books were digitized, converted from physical to digital form, and distributed without the permission of the copyright holders, publishers, authors, etc. Number two, the Internet Archive received monetary donations and other monetary rewards as a result of freely distributing said copyrighted material, again without the permission of the copyright holders.
Well, they just received money. It wasn't specifically for that thing. Archive.org just takes donations. It wasn't specifically because of the fact of the books.
Said this effectively made the Internet Archive PDL a commercial enterprise for the distribution of what is best described as pirated material.
That's not even close to what it is.
That's what the suit.
Yeah, but they're
is.
redefining it in order to stop the free release of media.
So, hopefully, if something happens, archive.org will send out some information first.
Do you have a local archive of the show?
Nope. Not have that much backlog of the audio files.
I've got starting with 4 or something. Should we host it somewhere else as well?
Could.
I mean, doesn't have to
Do
be.
you know the total size?
No.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be accessible by a podcast app just to have it.
Well, the entire archive, besides being on archive.org, isn't accessible through a podcasting app.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Like, how far can you go?
Most podcast apps only go about 10 episodes, but on the website itself, this version of the website, I'd have to look, but it's probably excuse me, I want to say it was around episode 100-ish that I set it up on Hostinger, and this version of WordPress and setting up on Hostinger. It was somewhere in that range where so it would probably be around in the early hundreds up.
That you can access through the website?
I believe so.
And then before that, they're still on Internet Archive, but they're just not accessible.
All the audio files are on Internet Archive. Yeah. Hey, well, I can just do that. Website has up to 110, but then again, it's not the audio files itself. It's just the links to the archive.org audio
So-
files.
So the original audio, do you upload OGG files?
Yes, I
that what that script makes?
upload OGG and MP3.
Oh, and MP3? Okay.
Yep.
So I wonder if we'll get warning if they're going to shut down.
I hope so.
I wonder how big the Internet Archive is.
I can only imagine the amount of stuff that's on there.
So as of January 2024, there's 90 Internet Archive attests to have stored well over 99 petabytes of data so far.